The shoulder is the main axis of our arm. So the shoulder is the one which helps us to move our arms and our hands in all directions. And because they help us to move our arms and our hands in all directions, they represent our ability to act on something that we want or someone that we want. Now, the shoulders are the main part of the body which carry a heavy weight at any point of time and for a very long time also. Very often we say we are burdened with responsibilities, we are burdened with work, we are burdened with something, and it's always the shoulders that we talk of when we talk of burden. That's why generally if you see whenever it is, you have images of burdens, responsibilities, you will normally have a person who is half bent over and with a big thing on his back or mainly on his shoulder area. Now, anytime we experience any stress or change in this burden in our life, like we take on too much responsibility at home or at work, or there is some change in our workload. So, you have a certain amount of workload, whether it's at home or your office, but let's say you have a certain amount of workload somewhere, and then suddenly there's a change in that workload, and you are overloaded with work. So all these changes where your responsibilities, your burdens increase, or you choose to take on more, then the body will react and respond in the form of pain. So you will start having pain in the shoulders. You may have some loss of strength. You will feel weak, tired, not able to do things. And of course, it goes on into nerve conditions of the shoulder area also. Now, when you have problems in the shoulder area, it also indicates that you are resistant to act on something. Maybe because you feel there is a lack of support somewhere. It doesn't matter what kind of support. It could be financial, it could be emotional, it could be mental, it could be just about any. But you may be a little hesitant on acting on something because you feel that you do not have enough support, or you may also feel that you have an external opposition to that, and you feel that if I do this, then I might get opposed by it, and you may not know how to tackle that. Or it could also be that you feel that you are not capable enough of it. So any of these issues can cause shoulder problems. And there is always an inner belief that the outside world will not allow me to do this, or the outside world will not allow me to act on it. Pain in your shoulders indicates that you are carrying a real big emotional burden on yourself. In such cases, you need to solve the problem immediately, or at least distribute some of that burden to other people in your life. But of course, I know this is easier said than done, because very often what happens is, even if we are aware of the problem, you will notice that your condition doesn't improve, but it actually worsens because your problem is still there where it is. In such cases, some people opt for taking massage, they will choose to do heat, they will choose to do other therapies like acupuncture, etc., to reduce this pain, so that you feel a little nice, a little relaxed, and then you can go on with that work and you keep on doing that work. Eventually, if you keep on doing it, ultimately your body will come to a state where it will say, no, sorry, this is it, I cannot take anything more, and then it will go into severe distress, which is the final response of your body. So before you come to that stage, it is always better that whenever you have any aches and pains in your body, try and associate with that part and find out what it is telling you. Because no trauma, no pain, no disease comes into your life without a reason. It is a way of your body telling you that this is a problem and I need attention. Please be aware of me, give me attention, and work on me or help me. So it's always best that the minute it starts, we tackle that issue at the root and let it go. Now, the amount of pain that you have or the dysfunction that you have depends on the degree of unwillingness for you to be responsible. So the more you choose to be irresponsible, the more pain you have. We have a left shoulder and we have a right shoulder. Now, whenever you have pain in the left side of the shoulder, this is an indication of anxiety conflict in you as a parent image. So it is not necessary that you have to be a parent. You could be a grandparent, you could be unmarried, you could not even have children. But the image of a parent where you are responsible, you carry the burden, or you feel that maybe you are not completely capable of being a parent. You will feel I'm a bad parent, or I am not a good child to my parents, or I have not protected my loved ones enough. Coming to the right shoulder is when you devalue yourself with reference to your partner. So it could be your spouse, it could be your boyfriend, girlfriend, or it could be your partner in work where you feel I'm not a good husband, or I'm not a good wife, or I'm not a good co-worker, or I'm not a good student, or I haven't protected my partner enough, or I haven't protected my student or my co-worker enough. Then you will start having pain in the right shoulder. Let's come to spine. The spine is your backbone. It is the hollow tube which holds your head and your hip, and it has 33 vertebrae. They are the cervical, thoracic, lumbar, and sacral, and the coccygeal. Spine represents your own personality, your own being. It also represents your own beliefs, your own values. It represents your inner strength, your principles, your sincerity, what you feel is right and what you feel is correct. It also represents growth. This spine is what helps us to face circumstances of life which are adverse to us. It is also the fundamentals of you as to who am I, what will I do with my life, what are my plan aspirations, how will I go ahead. Spine is divided into three parts. So you have the first part which starts right from the top, the neck area or the cervical spine area. Now, this part of the spine is mostly to do with communication. It could be to do with communication with our own selves or communication with others. There are 7 cervical vertebrae which are named as C1, C2, and so on. So let's say you have pain in the C1 cervical vertebrae. This happens when you feel that you are not being heard. You feel that your opinion goes completely unnoticed and nobody really takes notice of you. This will start causing pain in your head. You might have pain in your facial bones. You might even have pain in your middle and inner ears. The C2 is all about spiritual information. A lot of people are able to get information and perceive things which are from a spiritual level, but they are scared. They do not dare to say it. They do not dare to give those messages because they are not sure of themselves. They don't know how that other person will react to that message. It will cause pain in the eyes, it will cause pain in the tongue, and it can also develop into sinuses. C3 is more to do with your appearance. How do you look? How do you feel? People who have trauma in C3 hold a lot of grudge, hold a lot of hostility. They will have a lot of suppressed resentment. And because of the trauma in this region, you will have pain in your cheeks, in your face, and in your outer ear. Coming to C4, here it is all about your commitment to communicate. It is about you trying to find a balance in everything. You try to fix things because you do not like anything which is adverse or in conflict. C4 vertebrae will cause pain in the nose, cause pain in the mouth. It can also cause pain in your eustachian tubes. There may be partial hearing loss. There are also issues with balance. C5 is about verbal communication, what you actually say and speak. The trauma happens because you feel that you cannot express yourself. In the C5, if it affects your right side, this could be because there is difficulty in your expression at home. If it affects your left side, it is mostly because of your difficulty in communicating at work. Problems and issues in the C5 will cause pain in your vocal cords, it will cause pain in your neck glands, and even in your larynx. T6 is all about your feeling that there is injustice, where you feel that you have to submit to something against your will, where you feel very humiliated. This causes pain in the muscles of your neck, your shoulders, and could also cause tonsil issues. Coming to the C7 is also similar to C6, where again you feel injustice, humiliation because of opposition to authority. You may have pain or issues with thyroid. You may also have pain in the elbow and in the shoulders. Now let's come to the second part of the spine. This is all about who am I and what am I. These are the dorsal vertebrae. There are 12 dorsal vertebrae here, and they are defined as D1, D2, and so on. D1 is all about yourself, your personality. You will have issues of kidney, esophagus, and trachea. Coming to D2, when you feel conflict of power in your space, like you feel that there is somebody else who is more authoritative, you will have heart issues and artery issues. D3 is when you feel that there is somebody who gives more love or receives more love. You will have issues with lung, sinuses, bronchi, and pleura. If the right side of the D3 has problems or pain, it is mostly because you feel there is a lack of affection. If the left side is the one which is causing pain, it is because there is a whole lot of suppressed anger. D4 happens because there is a lot of feeling of hatred, resentment. You feel there is a lot of injustice. This will manifest into issues of the gallbladder. This is where you feel that you need protection, where you feel that you are not a part of the whole group. It could be family, it could be work. This manifests into problems of belly, liver, and even blood problems. D6 is when you are unable to digest words that people have said or events that are happening in your life. It will cause you problems in the stomach. D7 is when you have certain offenses, like some people may say or do something offensive towards you, and you are not able to digest that. Oh, why were they so offensive to me? Why did they say this? Why did they do this to me? It was not right. I did not deserve it. Or when there is something which is very disgusting, but you feel like there may be some rule. It is not necessary that it actually might be disgusting, but it would be disgusting to you. Let's say, for example, there is a rule that you cannot go out at 8. Now, it could be a normal thing, but for you, this is a very disgusting thing. You cannot accept. No, why? So then, in such cases, you will have problems in the D7. The D7 will directly affect your pancreas and your duodenum. This is which is necessary to break down food, and because of this you will have burning, cramping, bloating, all these kind of feelings in your stomach. Let's come to D8. D8 is when you have problems with family, family ties, where you feel disconnection with the family, and because of this you will have problems with the spleen. Now, D9 is when you have a lot of confusion, a lot of doubt. You are very indecisive. You don't know what direction to take in life. There is too much confusion, too much misery because of that. And this will directly affect your adrenal gland. Coming to D10, when you feel that your values, your principles, your morals have completely collapsed, where either you need to compromise somewhere or somebody else is doing what goes against your values, your morals, or there is a very deep rooted fear which you may or may not be aware of, then you will have problems with D10, and this will cause problems with your kidney. Coming to D11, in D11 you will feel anxiety, conflict of your space, where each one has a certain space and we feel this is mine and this is where I rule, and it belongs to me. And when you feel that, oh, there is somebody else who's taking a little more importance or who's doing something and coming into my space, and you feel a little devalued, you feel a little less, you feel like, oh, I want to leave everything and go because I'm not needed over here, I feel useless. This is when you will have D11 problems. So the immediate thing that it manifests into is kidney problems and also the urinary dysfunction problems. It's almost like, I want to get rid of everything. I just want to remove everything. So that is when you will have kidney problems or urinary dysfunction problems. Coming to the last one, D12. D12 is when you feel sexual issues. That is when you may feel devalued or you may feel guilty because of that pleasure that you are getting in it. This is what will cause trauma in D12, and the result will be there will be problems in the small intestine, there will be problems in the uterine tubes and in the pubic area. Now coming to the third part of the spine, which is the lower back, or what we can call the lumbar spine. This area of the spine is all about relationships, relations that we have with immediate people, whether it is in our social group, our professional group, our emotional group, our family group, and also all about sex. There are 5 lumbar vertebrae. They are named as L1, L2 to L5. The first one is L1. L1 is when you have some experience which you are unable to digest. You feel that this experience was not right and you want to get rid of it. So, sometimes even the mind works and it blanks out experiences. So you find people who have actually completely forgotten certain parts of their life completely. Like, somebody comes and stands and says, oh, I was so close to you, and you try and recollect, oh, I don't even remember this person, who is he? So these are the things, but because of this it will cause problems in the L1 lumbar vertebrae, and this will manifest into issues of the intestine. Now coming to L2, L2 is all about anxiety of reserves, if I can call it that. That is anxiety of money, anxiety of food, anxiety of everything that you need for survival. When you feel that your money, your food, everything is getting used very quickly, this is when you have L2 issues, and this will cause problems with your appendix, your abdomen, and also your thigh area. Coming to L3, L3 is when there is a lot of sexual anxiety. It could be because somebody has lost a loved one, so there is a lot of anxiety because of that, or it could also be anxiety of the place. For example, oh, what am I doing in this place? Very often, especially when you people get married and they suddenly feel that what am I doing in this place, or I made a mistake in choosing this place, I shouldn't have been here. If you're traveling or you've chosen a place for work or career or whatever, and you feel, oh, I made a mistake in choosing this place, or there is a lot of bad atmosphere in this place, or there's a lot of tension in this place, all these kind of issues will cause trauma in L3. And because of that, there will be problems with your sex organs, your uterus, prostate, and bladder. L4 is when you feel a little less as compared to others, when you feel that there are problems with the rules in our society, when you feel that there is a problem with the way people think or the people live, the way people behave, whether it is your family, whether it is your society, your social group, your professional group, or even your religious group or political group, it doesn't matter which, where you feel that, oh, I'm not like the other people, I'm different from them, I don't think like these people, I don't have the same taste like them, I don't live like them. When you have all these kind of thoughts and feelings, that is when you will have L4 problems, and this will cause problems in the prostate, in the muscles of the lower back, and in the sciatica nerve. Let's come to the last one, which is L5. Now, L5 is when you have lots of anxiety because of what I can say is collateral relations, like brother, sister, cousins, husband, wife, lovers, friends, colleagues, people who are in your immediate circle but not completely you. So, brother, sisters are close to you, husband and wife, you're close, cousins who are very close, lovers, friends who are very close. This is when you feel devalued, when you feel little compared to them, this is when you will have L5 problems, and this is when you will feel like running away from the situation. You don't want to be there because you're feeling very little. You feel less as compared to them. So then you will have problems and pain in your legs, feet, and ankles. So with this, we complete spine in detail. Like I mentioned, we will also do arms and hands today. So I'll move on to arms and then we will finish everything and then I'll answer your questions. So let's come to arms. Now arms is this area, hands will be this area. So the upper part of it is our arms. And what are the arms most important for? Whenever somebody is sad or you want to reach out to somebody, what is the first thing that we do? We call the jadoo ki jhappi. We want to go hug them. So we take our arms to reach out to somebody, to embrace them, to hug them. So this is our capacity, our ability to hug people, and also our ability to work, and also our ability to act and accept whatever our life experiences are. Because whatever we do it with open arms. So if we are willing to accept our life with open arms, that's when we don't have problems. But if we are unwilling, then we will start having problems with the arms. The arms also, they also are a way of reflecting our behavior, the way we express ourselves, what our values are, what we feel we are worth. We also use our arms. Like suppose if you want to protect yourself, you need to put up your hands. But to put up your hands, the first thing you do is this. So you need your arms to put your hands up there. Even if you want to hit somebody, you need your arms to go and hit somebody. If you want to really love somebody, you want to hold somebody, you still again need your arms. So this is all what arms do. So when you have a problem with your arms, it automatically means you have an emotional problem where you don't feel comfortable. It automatically comes to that. For example, when you are afraid of doing something because you feel that, if I do this, this is what the consequence will be. Or you feel that it's not possible, there is something that you need to do, but you feel that it's not possible for you to do it because of your family or because of your profession or whatever, and that stops you from doing something that you really want to do. Even when you are feeling guilty about something, so you want to, like, let's say for example you have a hobby of let's say doing just scribbling. I mean, I know it's not a hobby generally, but let's say somebody has a hobby of just scribbling, but they are professionally on a very high place, and they have a whole family whose responsibilities on them. And if let's say that they take half an hour out and they just do that, and then after that, or even reading a book, a complete absolutely pure fictional blue book which somebody might call even crap, and they just enjoy reading it, and then you feel guilty that, oh, this is my profession and it doesn't suit me, I shouldn't have done this. So when these kind of issues are there in your space, this is when you will have pain in the arms. When you feel sad, when you feel sorry because you don't feel that you are useful enough, you feel useless at home, you feel useless at work, when you do not feel confident of your own abilities, then all this tension will manifest in your arm, and it will manifest as pain in your arm. Even when you are tired of something or someone, and you don't want to admit it, like somebody always makes you wait, or let's say there is a couple who's in love, and one of them is waiting for the other to say something or move that relationship forward, but they are not ready to admit it, not ready to say it. This is when it will manifest as arm pains, even without that person realizing that they and only they are the cause of that arm pain, because of that attitude, because I don't want to say it, it'll look bad, I'm not supposed to say it, they should be doing it, they should be telling me. So it's because of our own attitude, or sometimes pure sheer laziness. I really love to do this, but I am too lazy to get up and do it. So because of my laziness or my attitude, this is when I will have arm pain. It could also be because sometimes, because there are people, there are some people who love hugging, and there are some who absolutely do not like hugging. So when you have a person who completely loves hugging, going and hugging somebody who dislikes it, then it's like, I do not like this hug, I don't want to be hugged. This is again something that will manifest into arm pain. Even if you are doing a job that you do not like, or you are bothered by how whoever your superior is giving you instructions. Why are they giving me instructions like that? Why can't they be nice to me? Why can't they be polite to me? All this will manifest into arm pain. Or even when you feel that you, like I said before, it's about your competence, it's about your ability. So if you feel that you are not qualified enough for the job, again it will still manifest into arm pains. So the best way you can do to help yourself out of arm pains is that, because when you have your arms, it helps you to move. And if there is pain in your arms, your capacity of using your arms becomes less. You, like for example, if you have to lift something and your arm is really paining, you really cannot lift anything. So the best way to get over this is that you have to get over the resistance of your mind. If you need to do something, if you want to do something, just do it. Have confidence in yourself, tell yourself it's all right, it doesn't matter whether it's good or bad, whether it's perfect or no, I just want to do it, and I'm going to do it. It is the time that you should take for yourself to go forward and do whatever it is, without any guilt, or without suppressing it, without resisting it. Just take action and do it completely. It is important for each one to go forward in life, but at the same time, it is also, if you have done something that you are resisting, you are not sure, you feel that I was not capable enough, and I didn't do this correctly. So it's all right. It's time to learn to forgive yourself. It is also time, if somebody has done something wrong, forgive them, because the arms is all about hugging. So forgive yourself, forgive other people, and embrace life, enjoy life. You must be very happy. It's all right. You've got so much in life. Look at the things that you have and enjoy life, and you will find that this will all go away. Now we come to the last part, and that is the hands. So the hands will be this region, which is the hands. This is the most sensitive organ of the body. It starts from your wrist and it goes up to your fingertips. Now, the hands is something by which we express ourselves to the world. Like, for example, even when I'm talking, I tend to use my hands. Some people use hands a lot, some people use it a little less. Some people may not move their hands, but they'll be holding it and clutching it. So it is still a way that we express ourselves to the world. We express our own capacity to handle our experiences. So, my experience was good. Oh, yeah. My experience was bad. Oh, no. So, this is what we do with our hands. Now, everyone knows that no two hands are equal. Hence, we actually even use fingerprints to find out people, because there are no two hands which are equal. Now, from the hands, you can get some idea of the person. For example, if the person has warm hands, that person has a lot of warmth. If the person has, on a general basis, cold hands, it indicates very little desire for them to want to have contact with most people. It could also be that they do not want to express love and affection. There is, like, if somebody is there in front of such a person who has cold hand, it's a possibility that that person does not want to express love and affection and wants to be released from that. So that doesn't mean the person is cold or has no feelings, but it's on a general. But of course, if you're standing in the sun and then you have warm hands, doesn't mean you suddenly become warm. And if you're sitting right in front of the AC, or you put your hand in on ice, and it becomes cold, I don't mean that. I mean, on a general, you have most people. There are some who are warm and there are some who are cold. And even your own body, if you notice, you will notice when you feel cold, there are certain parts of your body which become a little more cold than the rest of your body. So this is how you can learn to understand your body well too. Even now, when you want to give a gesture of peace or openness, that I'm willing, I'm completely fine, you have open hands. You have people like, yes, come, welcome, and that way. So that is where hands indicate. On the other hand, often you notice, if you're really, really nervous, you will start twitching your hands, and like, because you're nervous. If you are scared, then you will find that hands tremble, they shake a little. These are all the ways that hands communicate. So you don't necessarily need words. Even your hands can help you to communicate. It is not only for people who, let's say, are physically challenged in some ways, but it is basically for all people, because hands are used to give, to take, to touch, to feel, even to protect. Like I said, if you have to protect yourself, like if someone's coming to hit you, the first thing that will happen is subconsciously your hands will go up to protect your face. Or even if you want to reach out to somebody, your arms will go out and your hands will also go out. Now, if you want to force somebody, pull them, drag them, you still need your hands. If you want to attack and punch and hit somebody, you still need your hands. Sometimes when you're very angry with someone, but you are not in a position to say or express that anger, you will have clenched fists. Like, I'm so angry, but I cannot express that. So this is all the channels through which hands will tell you things. So when you have problems with your hands, pain in your hands, it tells you about your connection of taking action with the outside world. It also tells you that you have problems with your ability in work, with whatever precision or skill that work needs. When I say work, I don't necessarily mean work as in office. It could be even work at home, even cooking, cutting, stitching, anything it could be. So if you feel that your ability, with that precision and skill that the job requires, is not there, you may have pains in your hands. You might have a tendency of feeling awkward, that you are not up to performing that certain task, or you lack that skill or that confidence, or even sometimes that desire to do it is not there, because you are scared that I will make a mistake. You think that, oh, I hate doing this, I am forced to do this, these people are making me do this work is not something that I am happy with. It is so monotonous, it is so routine, it is so tedious. I am not good at this. I don't want to work today. I just want to lay back and sleep and rest, or I don't want to go to work. All this is when you will have pain in the hands. Now you have two hands, the right hand and the left hand. When your right hand hurts, this is your inability to give. If you've noticed, when elders are blessing younger people, or when gurus and saints bless, you notice they always put their right hand up like that to bless. This is because your right hand is your ability to give. So when your right hand pains, it indicates your inability to give. You feel that you have assumed a role or a task, but because of that you are unable to do something. For example, you're going to work, so you are not able to give enough time to your children. So I am not able to give, and that's when the right hand starts paining. It also pains when we don't give ourselves permission for something. Like for example, you have worked very hard and you need a break. You deserve a break, you deserve a vacation, or you deserve that time out with your friends or that movie, but you do not allow yourself that because you feel that no, it's not right for me to do it. So you are not giving something to yourself again. So there is pain in your right hand. Coming to the left hand, the left hand is your ability to receive. So when you have pain and problems in the left hand, this is your inability to receive. When you feel that whatever you are getting, you do not deserve. You think that somebody is giving you something because they are expecting something of you, not because you deserve it. If you get something, you don't accept it with love, that it's all right, yeah, fine, they gave it to me, fine, I'm happy. You start thinking, oh, they gave it to me, am I supposed to give something in return, am I supposed to do something in return, or that, oh, they've given me, so I'm sure this is what they are expecting from me. This is when you start having your left hand pain, because you are not ready and you are not able to receive. So start thinking, what is it that I do? What is it that I am not able to give? Or what is it that I am not able to receive? What stops me from doing all these things? Because it is very important. End of the day, if you see anything and everything, there is only one and one energy in the world which can cure just about everything, and that is the love energy. So it is important that all your actions, everything must come of love. Even if somebody hates you, somebody takes revenge from you, it's because they love the fact that, oh, you have this kind of a life. Like for example, somebody is jealous because you have a nice car or a nice house. It's because they love your car and house so much that they are jealous of you. If somebody is angry at you, it's because they feel you are higher or above or in a different space, and hence they hate you. So eventually everything comes down to love, and love is the only energy which can actually help to solve everything in the world. So with this, I finish today's spine, hands, and arms. I hope it has given you all a clarification to some extent.
Kavita, Kavita. So I have a lot of pain in my left hand lately for the last 2 3 months. I don't know whether it is it's a radiating pain from the shoulder,
Hmm.
but it is quite a lot of pain in the um, the part of the hand which is the upper arm, but below the shoulder. The
Is it the shoulder or is it the arm? Or
the
is it
arm, the arm. It is in the arm.
okay?
The pain
So,
is in the arm. But when I lift my hand,
hmm.
then yeah, I feel it is probably it is coming from the shoulder. Probably.
Kavita, you'll need to check if there is some kind of emotional thing in your space, something that you want to do, something that you have always wanted to reach out for or do. Sometimes even as a child, we think that, oh, I'll become this, but then eventually, because of life, you can't do that. And then you go on to other things and you've forgotten that. So then this manifests as pain later on in life, because it's telling you that this is what I wanted to do. Like for example, like one of my clients who's a lawyer, very good, very high professional lawyer and everything, very well settled in life. There was a time when that person was a child and enjoyed painting and all, but because eventually through studies and work and all, the painting was completely gone and they went on into their life. And this is when this pain started, because there was some painting exhibition where that person had gone, and this triggered that pain. They did not realize it also. So in such a case, I found out when I regressed him, he didn't even know that this is what was there deep down in him. So,
Right.
you need to find out, is there something that you wanted to reach out or something that you really wanted to do, which you may have forgotten. So if you can even take it up as a hobby, that would help with it.
Right. Right.
Because
Right.
of the shoulder and arm pain. If it was only shoulder pain, then I would have probably told you that there is some kind of burden or responsibility or workload that you've taken onto yourself. But it's an arm thing, so it's not really that.
Yeah, it's an arm pain. Yeah. Okay.
If the body is telling you, whenever you have anything in your body, remember your body is telling you, I am here, pay attention to me. It is trying to tell you something. So when you do something to help it to calm down for a while, you will be able to go on. But then eventually it will, like I said, it will come into a space where the body will give up. It's distressed and now I cannot do. So you find people who become absolutely stiff. Now I can't move, I can't get up, because now the body has said, okay, you are just not paying attention to me. So there, full stop.
Okay.
So
Yes.
of course it doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long time, but it's best not to come to that space. So it's always good that you pay attention to your body at the time when it tells you that, I'm here.
Right. Thank you.
Uh, Hello,
Second
doctor. This is
one
Diksha.
is
So, does it happen? Okay, I would re-ask. So, I have had a lot of pain in my back, mostly the lower and the middle back, from last 5 6 years, and it was very bad at that point of time. I had gone through a lot of treatment, and it subsided. But
Hmm.
I see that it keeps on coming back. Sometimes with a lot more intensity, sometimes with medium intensity, but it keeps on coming back. Also, the second question is, if we have insecurity, and not maybe because from our surface, because of how the life has been passed, or how the childhood has been gone, or maybe not stable relationships among your closed ones or family, and if we carry so even if you intellectually accept the reality, the inner child still longs for that affection or love deep down, right?
Because
So
the adult has accepted, but the child hasn't. It's important that the
correct,
child
correct.
accepts.
So, what would you suggest about the first point and the second point, or if at all the insecurity, or this is related also?
I last time when I was doing back, I told you a lower back is all about insecurity, which you only answered yourself. The thing is online on YouTube, so you can have a
Sure.
look. But the
Uh
lower
huh.
back is all about insecurity, especially financial insecurity. So when you are in a space where you feel insecure about finances or support, that is when your lower back will give way. And the middle back is a link between your upper back and your lower back. So when you feel that you are not completely in the space, that is when your middle back pains. But middle back is generally, if your lower back is paining, the middle back is an extension of that pain only. So it mostly comes from insecurity and the feeling of no support in life. As an adult you've accepted it, but the adult accepting is not enough. The inner child not only has to accept, but the inner child has to be completely at peace with it. So whatever is not required has to go out from the inner child. What it wants has to come in. Remember one thing, whenever there is any kind of pain, even external energies, when people say I removed it, the external energy can never ever come in your space unless a part of you has gone out. Because when we are born 100% complete. So if we are 100% complete, how can anything else come? I mean, you think of it this way, that there is a space which is completely full. You have a glass which is full till the brim of water. Now if you put anything in it, the water has to spill out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I have covered the glass with a lid or with something, now if I put something on top, it's going to stay. Like, let's say I put a thin film of plastic on that glass which is full of water. So if I put a small pebble, it's going to stay on that film. It will not go inside. Why? Because there's no space in the glass. But now let's say I have put that film of plastic on the glass, but there is some space there. Then will that stone not be able to go in? It can go in. So remember, if there is something which is coming, there is something of you which has gone out. So it is not only important for that inner child to release whatever it is, but it is also important for that inner child to get what it has lost. Only then will it come to a space of homeostasis.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. I am glad that you all are liking these talks, and I'm hoping that you can find some benefit from this.